So class, good morning. In your lesson, A House is Not a Home, written by Jan. The story also uh, reflects the challenges of being a teenager, okay, and the problems of growing up is also there in your lesson, okay. How does the author overcome his problem? Okay, we'll see here. My first year of high school felt awkward, means strange. Okay, here. Uh, After leaving junior high, as the head of my class with all the seniority the upper grade levels could afford me, it felt strange starting over as a freshman. See here, as the narrator entered high school, okay, in the first year, he felt strange, okay, class. So in the junior school, he had been the head of the class and had enjoyed the privileges given to a senior. Okay, uh, uh, it was uncomfortable to be a fresher now. It was uncomfortable to become a fresher at a high school class. Okay. Uh, and here the school was twice as big as my old school. Here the school was twice as big as the old one. And to make the matters worse, what happened to make the matters worse? His friends, my closest friends were sent to different high school. Okay, his friends had got into other schools, and so I felt very isolated. So he was lonely. Isolated meaning is lonely too, class. Okay, let me just give read again, class. Explain again. As the narrator here entered high school in the first year, he felt quite strange, class. So what happened? In the junior school, he had been the head of the class and had enjoyed the privileges given to a senior. Okay, it was uncomfortable to be a fresher at a high school now, and then the school was twice as big as the old one, and to make the matters worse, his friends had got into other schools, so he was lonely too. Okay, class. I miss my old teachers so much that I would go back and visit them, class. So this Jan, the writer, said he missed his school teacher so much that he would go. Okay, I would go back and to visit them. Okay, they would encourage me to get involved in school activities so that I could meet new people here. The teachers, okay, would encourage him to meet new people in the new school and to get involved in the new activities. Okay, they told me that in time I would adjust and probably end up loving my new school more than I had my old one. Okay, the teachers said that after some time he would adjust to the new surroundings and would love the new school more than the previous one. They made me promise that when that happened, I would still come by and visit them from time to time. Okay, so the teachers at the old school made him promise that he would visit them even when he got settled in the new school. Okay, and I understood the psychology in what they were saying. Psychology here means the science of the mind, class. Okay, so the narrator understood the psychology, okay, the mind of their teachers, what they were trying to say. But I took some comfort in it nonetheless, in spite that. Okay, so the narrator tried to feel comfortable, class, with these words of his teachers. Okay, so one Sunday afternoon, not long after here is the writer Jan, okay, I had started high school. I was sitting at home at our dining room table doing homework. Okay, so one Sunday afternoon, an accident occurred. Okay, Jan was sitting at the dining table doing his homework, right? Mm, Table doing homework. It was a cold and windy fall day. Okay, I think it was the autumn season. It was cold and somewhat windy, and we had a fire going in our fireplace. Okay, so the day was cold, isn't it windy? and the fire was off at the fireplace. Okay, as usual, my red tabby cat, his Kate, okay, is a breed. Okay, lovely cat was lying on top of all my papers. So the narrator's pet also the narrator's pet cat was lying on top of the sheets of the paper, and it was see, purring loudly. It was making a sound. Okay, purring is the sound made by a cat. Okay, it was making purring sound, and occasionally purring loudly, you know, and occasionally, okay, sweating at my pen for entertainment's sake, and then was hitting on his pen just for amusement. Okay, the cat was making kind of sound, purring sound, kind of purring loudly, and then occasionally means infrequently. Okay, sweating at my pen. You know, sweating is to hit something. Okay, just for amusement's sake, not entertainment here, means just for fun. Okay, class. And she was never far from me. Okay, the cat, I had rescued her when she was a kitten, that is a small cat. Okay, young cat. And somehow she knew that I was the one responsible for giving her the good life. Okay, you know, as Jen had saved the cat, it remained close to him. Okay, as he protected her. Okay, she knew, the cat knew that Jan was the one responsible for giving her the good life. Okay, so my mother kept stroking the fire, to keep the house nice and warm. Stroking is tending the fire, feeding the fire, class. Okay, so my mother kept tending the fire. Why? To keep the house nice and warm. And suddenly I smelled something strange. Okay, uh, and then I noticed it, smoke pouring in through the seams of the ceiling, and the smoke began to fill the room so quickly that we could barely see. What happened, class? John's mother was tending the fire to keep the house warm. Okay, and then there was smoke filling the room from the ceiling, class. Within a few seconds, it filled the room, and they could hardly see. They could barely see. They were searching, groping, that is to search blindly. Okay, to search blindly. They were searching, mm, searching our way to the front door. Okay, and we all ran out into the front yard. By the time we made our way outside, the whole roof was engulfed in flames, and it was spreading quickly. I ran to the neighbors to call the fire department while I watched my mother run back into the house, class. So the you know what happened here. See, they made their way to the front door and escaped into the garden. Why? Because the roof of the house had caught fire. Okay, which spread very quickly. And Jan also ran to the neighbors to call the fire department while his mother ran inside the house. Okay, that is it. And my mother then ran out of the house carrying a small metal box full of important documents, and she dropped the case on the lawn and in a crazed state ran back into the house. I knew what she was after. My father had died when I was young, and I was certain that she was not going to let his pictures and the letters go off in flames. They were the only things that she had to remember him by. Still, I screamed at her, "Mother, no! Mom, no!" Okay, so Jan's mother came out of the house holding a small metal box, okay, of papers, and she threw it on the lawn and ran back again inside, in the crazy manner, ran back into the house again. And she was trying to save important things, okay. As Jan's father had died when Jan was small, she had to save his pictures and the letters, which were the only memories, okay, of his that they had. And then that is why, Jan screamed at her not to go inside the burning house. That's why, okay, still I scream at her, mom, no, okay. Mm. I was about to run after her when I felt a last hand hold me back. It was a fireman. Okay, I hadn't even noticed the street the street had already filled with fire trucks, and I was trying to free myself from his uh, grasped, okay, yelling, "You don't understand. My mother's in there." Okay, so I was about to run after her. Jen tried to run after her but was stopped by, okay, a large hand hold me back. It was a fireman, okay, but she was stopped, he was stopped by a firefighter, okay. I the street was full of firefighter trucks. Even he hadn't even noticed that the street was filled with fire trucks, okay. And I was trying to free myself from his grasp, yelling. Okay, Jen tried to free himself and tried to explain that his mother had gone inside the house and he wanted to bring her back. Okay, you don't understand, shouting, my mother's in there. He held on to me while other firefighters ran into the house. He knew that I wasn't acting very logically, very reasonably, and that he were to let go. And if he were to let go, I'd run. And he was right, okay? So the firefighter did not let him go because he knew that the very next moment John would run into the house, okay. And then he knew that the firefighter knew that John was not acting very reasonably, and that if he were to let go, then John would run. He was right, okay. It's all right, they will get her, he said, okay. So he wrapped a blanket around me and sat me down in our car. Soon after that, a fireman emerged from our house with my mom in tow. So, the firefighter wrapped a blanket around Jan and made him sit in their car. Okay, and then a fireman came out of the house with Jan's mother, okay, emerged from the house, come out with my mom in row, that is Jan's mother in behind, okay, so behind him, okay. So he took her to the fire, he quickly took her over to the truck, okay, fire truck, and put an oxygen mask on her. I ran over and then hugged her, okay. So he took her to the fire truck and put an oxygen mask on her mother. um, Jan ran to her and hugged her, okay, on his mother, sorry. Jan ran to her, to his mother and hugged her. All those times I ever argued with her and hated her vanished at the thought of losing her, okay. uh, all those times I ever argued with her and hated her vanished at the thought of losing her, class. What happened? The thought of losing his mother aroused affection in Jen's heart, okay? And all thought of dislike, okay, vanished from his mind, okay? From his mind. Up to that.